Yeah, 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 Urko. Hey, hey, look.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I go by the name of Steph Urkel, and we have.
Sylvette, Electric Boogaloo Part 2. They let me back.
Exactly. Welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Dungeon. How's everybody weekend? Hope y'all had a great weekend. Sylvette, how's your weekend?
Oh, it's going great. A little too fast for me, but still really good. How about you, Steph?
You know how I'll be kicking like a donkey. You say you can
Yeah.
shake your head all you want to, but you know that's my motto. I don't know why you look so surprised.
It's only because I don't have one, but when I get one, then I'll be right there with you.
Take time. It
Just
takes time.
jealous
You
a
know, it
little.
takes time to be this great. You know what I'm saying? you get what I'm saying? So you'll get there one day.
I hope.
Or you just pray. You just pray
Oh,
you get there. But no, for real, I had a good weekend. I got some things done. Went to the gym. Told you, trying to be like Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3. Watch out. Yeah, did some writing. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It was a popping weekend. I got things done.
That's good.
So I can't complain. So and be productive, y'all. Summertime is coming
Yes.
out. So make sure you
Right
get
in the
shit done.
corner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, man. So as we know, we're gonna be talking about the Jussie Smollett trial and situation. So I guess I'll give a quick recap. I see you scratching your head. So it's about to be one of them episodes. So apparently in 2019, Jussie Smollett had he reported a hate crime that was done to him in a close friend of him, that he was attacked by two white males, and they were calling him racial slurs and homophobic slurs, and he was attacked. And during that time, people were all coming to his defense, like justice for Jussie, all this stuff, because
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, it was a hate crime done to him, and we took that seriously. He's part of the black community, so we ride for ours. You get what I'm saying? So then months later, it came out that he kind of fabricated truth, because it turns out it wasn't two white males that did it. It turns out it was staged by two African guys, and they were kind of in cahoots a little bit about staging a hate crime, and it's like kind of got caught up with it, and the story kept on changing and changing. And it's like, what? How did you feel when you first heard about this? I want to get your opinion.
Well, when I first heard about it, like the first attack and everything, I was like, of course, like, what? Jussie Smollett was a hate crime. What? I was outraged, just like everyone else was.
Yeah.
And then, but at the same time, it didn't really make sense because the way he said it happened, like it was two white guys in the middle of the night in the freezing cold just attacked him and poured bleach on him and stuff. So it was a little bit like, that's messed up, but it's extreme. And then when you find out it was fabricated, it's just like, why?
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Why,
What do you
Jussie?
think about it?
The same thing. It's just like we was coming on in defense against the whole thing, and it was just like, Jussie, what are you doing? When we found out he was cabinet, it's like it's a lot I gotta say about it. But first off, let's watch the clip of the evidence that's been presented in trial. So we got a small clip. It's not going to be too long, but we have a little clip right here that we're going to show that talks a little bit about what's going on with the trial and stuff, and what's the jury thinking about this. So here we go. We have the clip right here.
Charlie DeMar in the courtroom for all the action. Charlie, at times today, the cross-examination got heated.
Brad, a much different demeanor from Jussie Smollett. He was agitated at times compared to just a day ago when he took the stand. He was calm and measured as he fielded questions from prosecutors. It was also a more aggressive line of questioning and more direct line of questioning from prosecutors today. It was a short day for the jury. They were sent home after just a couple of hours of testimony, and very soon this case will be theirs, and it will be up to them to decide who they believe. Jussie Smollett was back on the witness stand in his own defense Tuesday, maintaining his innocence. During cross-examination, prosecutors took a direct and more aggressive approach, asking Smollett if he recruited one of the Osundairo brothers for the alleged staged attack, to which Smollett sounded agitated when he replied, different from his measured demeanor Monday. Quote, as I've said for the past 3 years, I deny that. That never happened. There was no hoax. With the defense resting their case, Smollett's fate will soon be in the hands of 6 men and 6 women. Smollett admitted to changing his stories to investigators. He testified to initially identifying his attackers as white, but in later interviews said they were pale-skinned. Prosecutors asked if Smollett thought his hoax attack would be more credible if he was attacked by white men. Smollett responded, you would have to ask someone who actually planned a fake hate crime.
So the reason why I was kind of almost cracking up because I was laughing more at the illustration because I'm not gonna lie to you,
Doesn't look
the
like
illustration
him.
made him look like Tom from Boondocks, with a thick mustache.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is a man's life. Be serious. Be professional. But that just kind of took me out of the fantasy. I'm sorry.
Like I cannot take that illustration. He had no mouth or nothing. Just he had thin eyebrow. I'm like, oh Lord.
I'm glad it just wasn't me. I'm just glad it wasn't me who thought that.
Okay, so we on the same page. But yeah. So I guess one of my first questions I have for you is, do you think his career is over with everything that we've been presented?
I think so. I get it. As an aspiring actor myself, you know,
talk your talk.
I that's Sylvette, 5'7", no agent. But yes, as an aspiring actor myself, I understand how job security can be a little hard to come by in that industry. And I get that, like, maybe by doing this, he thought that it would kind of give him some kind of clout or something just based off of sympathy. But I think his career is over. I don't see how he could bounce back. What do you think?
I don't know. It's just like I said before, like we was rooting for him, everything and stuff, and then we found out about him lying. It's just like, I guess one of my main questions is why? Because like, dog, at the same time, you was on a hit TV show, Empire, and you was one of the main characters. It's like, I get it. I guess you were trying to like boost up his career even more because I think the show was coming to an end soon. So I guess he was just trying to get bigger, his status get bigger. But it was like, this was a dumb way to go about it. It's just like, I don't know, just do some guest star roles, like do a voiceover.
Yeah.
Donate to
and
charity.
He's talented. He can sing too.
Yeah.
And so it's like you could have done so much, but now it's just like, I mean, anything's possible. He could definitely come back after all of this, but it's just kind of like, who cares? You know, like all this for what?
Is that it was just a waste. It was just a waste of like a thing. It's like a waste of career because it's like he was in a good light on TV and stuff like that. And it was just like he was multi-talented, like he was an actor, singer. So it's like his career could have still lasted after Empire if he would have just guest starred on roles or he would have dropped some music. I mean, get Gucci Mane to be a feature. Gucci Mane did a feature for everybody. I probably could call Gucci Mane right now and get a feature from Gucci. You know what I'm saying? That's how good Gucci is.
Booked and busy.
He may be a little busy. I don't know. But I don't know. I guess like one of my next questions I have about it is like, should celebrities be canceled when they mess up or should they just be held accountable?
I definitely think that they should just be held accountable.
Yeah.
I think canceling someone is a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Only because of like the whole mob mentality of it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like saying you did this wrong. You need to be held responsible for it. And then they do take responsibility for it. I don't think there necessarily has to be a cry for like, let's ruin his career and all that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because like the thing with the whole canceling thing is just like, even if he does bounce back from this, like I just feel like his like it shouldn't hurt his talent or career for real, because at the end of the day, he is
Yeah.
talented and stuff. And it's like he still has many years to come in the business. So it's like I don't think this should ruin his whole career. I mean, he messed up.
Yeah.
We get it, but it's like at the end of the day, we all human. We all have some slip ups there and stuff. And the whole thing with him on doing in court was like, no, he's still trying to fight the whole thing. Like, no, I didn't do it. It's like, it's like telling your little brother, like it's like your little brother telling you that they didn't lose in the game. It's like, it's over, big fella. Just let it go. Let it go.
I
like,
actually. Oh,
go
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I found some information for this.
Okay.
So, I believe it was Thursday. He got sentenced to 150 days in jail for making false reports to police that he was a victim of the hate crime in 2019.
Yeah.
And the judge called him a narcissistic charlatan for staging a hate crime during a time where the country was going through so much racial tension and injustice. And Jussie Smollett,
Oh Lord.
he maintains his innocence, but he requested to be held in protective custody because he thinks that they would try to kill him in prison. So I'm gonna let you process that, and I would love to hear like your opinion now with that information that you have.
I don't think I need to really process that. I think the microwave already went off, so that I think he bullshit. Like, Jussie, what you doing? It's like I said before, it's 150 days, right? That's like
and
what? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if it's ongoing currently, but the city of Chicago has also filed a lawsuit against him because he declined to pay over $100,000 for the investigation since like there was no crime. So, they expected him to pay money back for all the police and stuff they used to investigate, and he didn't. So that's another like punishment for what he did.
I don't know. Like, it's like 150 days, man. Listen, I don't even like being wrong in situations. I'm a grown man. It's like when I feel I'm told I'm wrong about something, like I feel a little salty, but at the end of the day, I'm a grown ass man, so it's like I know how to take my L and like take accountability for my actions. Okay, so it's just like if you're wrong, just take accountability for it. It's like 150 days. That's like what, near to the end of the summer. So it's just like, dude, like it's okay, man. We all mess up. I spilled milk this morning. I messed up this morning, and y'all say, you know what? I messed up, and I'm just gonna clean up my act. There it is. Like, it's okay, man. It's okay. I feel like this thing is getting so stretched out.
Yeah, like it's so much more than what it needed to be. Yeah. What he did in the first place was like, you didn't need to do that. And then everything that came with it, like just looking into it, it seems like they're trying to build him up like he's this martyr or something, like he's fighting the good fight, and everything that's happening to him, it's like they're trying to push him down. And it doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm just blown away. And I am curious too, though, like knowing what his punishment is now. Do you think that it matches the crime that whatever that he did? Or do you think it's excessive or not enough?
With the whole 150 days thing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 150 days for a hate crime, in my personal opinion, that's a slap on the wrist. This is like 5 months we talking about for a hate crime, because hate crime ain't nothing to really to play with, because you can ruin somebody's life with that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 150 days. That's like the end of the summer. So it's like, dog, you're getting a slap on the wrist when you look at it in the long game. So just take that L, just move on and focus on your music. Try to drop an album or something like that. You know what I'm saying? This don't need to keep stretching this out, because it just make you look worse in the public eye. because it's like that relative that never want to admit they wrong at the cookout. It's like you lost in spades, Unc.
It's like
okay.
delusional.
Let's go home.
It's like
yes. And then he called himself like the gay Tupac. You saw that
I
too?
was gonna get. Yes.
Oh my! I was like, now you bringing Machiavelli in this? Oh man!
What does he have to do with this?
Exactly. I get around, dear mama. What are you doing?
I am curious too. I mean, it does seem like we're on the same page as far as like his whole stance is shaky. Like it doesn't really seem like he's really this guy that he's trying to be. But do you actually think there may be authenticity to where he's coming from? Like, do you think that he actually has a message he's trying to give? Or do you think that he's using this whole like, oh, they're targeting me and all of that to like pander to like Black people or maybe even the LGBTQ community to support him, even though he done this ridiculous thing?
Now, when you say message, like what exactly is the message? Because like
I don't know.
I don't really know what the message is because it's like, okay, like the defend against hate crimes against Black people, defend against hate crimes against the LGBTQ community. Like, what are you really standing on a message? That's another confusing part about this whole situation. What are you really standing on?
Yeah, that's confusing to me too. I don't know. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and think like, okay, maybe he's trying to take an artistic approach. Like maybe this whole hoax was like performance art that got out of hand or something like that. Like, I don't know. This is me really grasping for anything to try to help him out. But like, I don't understand how he has this attitude of like, they're gonna kill me in jail. Like you're gonna say, like you have something to say, like you're about to blow the lid off the Illuminati or something. Like, I don't understand why he feels like he wants to be this martyr for a cause when if that's the case, you can just do it. Like you can just stand up for the Black community and like be an activist and stuff. Like, why do you think he went this route rather than just doing the work to be seen as this, activist?
I don't know. It's just like I wish I can get into his mind and just like sit down, like, what you doing, bro? Like, what's going on there? But I can't. I'm not Professor X, so I can't read minds. Like, I don't understand like how even if he did have a message, why he chose to go this route when he had plenty of money and resources and a great platform he could have just did to really get out his message. I feel like this whole situation just kind of backfired on him the way he didn't think. And now he's getting backed in the corner and just like, well, they gonna kill me in jail. Don't take me to jail. And it's just like one of those things. It's like, oh, bro, this go quietly, man. Go quietly. No, they gonna kill. Bro, it's okay.
Just lay down. Like, what are you doing?
It's okay, man. It just gives us a bad look too. You know what I'm saying? It's because there's a lot of entertainers that like, you know what I'm saying? They do have a platform, a message. You know what I'm saying? That they want to express. But it's like if you out here like doing crazy things to get the message across, it's just like people gonna look at you like, do I really want to stand up for this cause? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like if you have a message, you can just like give the message. You don't have to do all this extra stuff. You could just do it.
I know that's what Twitter and Instagram for. I know you got Instagram Live. I know you got Twitter.
Or like a journal even. Like write it down. Something.
Something. You know what I'm saying?
I do think though that his activist, I don't know if it's a persona, I don't know if that's like his real intention or whatever, but it could potentially be like him trying to take a new direction, maybe like, okay, maybe the whole Black gay actor in Hollywood didn't really work out for me. Let me try to be this freedom fighter guy. That's what I'm going to try to be. Like, do you think that could potentially be what it is? Like he's trying to rebrand himself to get this sort of like support in a new direction, or it's just all crazy talk?
I mean, if it is, it was the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? He need to go back to the drawing board with it. I'll tell you that one. Because it's like,
I mean, what else does he have though?
I mean, like I said before, he was rich and he had different like platforms and stuff and he was a great singer. It ain't like he's just some mediocre singer. He made good music on the show Empire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so it's like,
and he was liked too. It wasn't like he was some throwaway character.
yeah, he was the main character on that show, one of the main characters. So it wasn't like he was just a character that get easily swept on the rug. So I remember when like the whole situation happened, he got fired from Empire. The next season, they had to rewrite his character off and stuff. They were like, "Hey, where's Jamal? Oh, he's on an island somewhere." And then I just saw one of the characters look at the camera real quick. I'm like, "Oh, damn! I know damn well y'all wrong. I know damn well he on that island." You know what I'm saying? He in Chicago right now talking about Bleach. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Stop capping. It's okay.
And the fact that you have a character that has to be written off the show, if that's not a significant part, I don't know what more you could want. Like, you can't be Cookie. Like, that's already taken. Like, you have to play your part, you know? Like, dang. Jeez. And you have potential. It's just one of those things. Like, we were rooting for you.
Exactly. You sound like Tyra Banks. We were rooting for you.
We were rooting for you, and you just blew it.
Damn. I feel like
it's at
how
the
Doc
point,
Rivers was with Ben Simmons. We was rooting for you, kid.
And honestly, too, like as far as your whole like, is his career over? It's at the point where it's like, it's so stupid what you did that we're just like, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I wish him the best of luck because I actually like him as an actor and singer. So like, whatever happens, I hope like he end up like doing his time, getting out, and his career go back to normal. But it is what it is.
Learn from this. Don't do nothing stupid like this again for your career.
I hope you learn from your lesson, man. More blessings to him and his family. But with that being said, let's move on to the next topic about. I know you heard about the whole Chris Brown situation, and I know you heard about the whole Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. So it's like a two-parter. So like we're gonna touch first to the Chris Brown situation about. Did you hear about him being accused of rape by that girl?
Well, I did. I heard about two.
Yeah.
I know there was one. I believe in 2017, where he had a party, and he was accused then, and then in Paris a couple years after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I'm talking about the recent one that happened with this girl. That this happened like last year that he was took the court, but then he like a month ago he had the voice recordings of like proving his innocence because she was blowing up his phone saying I miss you, I love you, and stuff like that. And so like obviously we all see that she was capping. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for situations like this and stuff like that, I don't know about you, but like when it comes to like sexual assault, like cases, like I feel like I take that like seriously because that's a scary thing for me, especially as a man. So I guess one of my main questions to you is regarding the whole Chris Brown situation, when it comes to falsely accusing somebody of rape, do you think a woman should get time for doing that, for falsely and accusing?
Oh yeah, I mean anyone who falsely accuses someone of that, I think should face some kind of consequences for it, because it's not even just whether or not you did it, it's the stigma that comes with it too, to be labeled as that falsely. It's hard to prove otherwise, and it's also difficult too because there's a lot of instances where you have a victim who might change their story and they might say like, oh no, it didn't happen, or they try to downplay it. So then it's like it's even harder. So I just think that they should, because like there's people who are really victims of this, and to accuse someone of it and you know that you're not, it's going to make it harder for them to be taken seriously too, and it's going to be harder for people who are responsible for this to be handled properly, because it's like, oh well, if this person lied, you know, it's just punishment.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. If I give a number, I think it's to be like 3 to 5 years for doing that to anybody, like falsely accusing somebody of sexual assault, because it's like this. Like the way I look at it, like a rape charge can really ruin somebody's life, especially as a man. So especially in this generation, because like let's say you get falsely accused as a man of rape, right? Let's say you do that 5 years, you take that time. Even when you get out, your life is still going to suffer because that can be ruined opportunities when it comes to jobs, buying a car, buying a house, or even next relationships. Because people are going to look at that like, yo, like you went to jail for rape, and you can say like, oh, it was falsely accused, but still, if that stuff is still in your record, that could still be a bad look. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's nothing to play about. And plus, like in court cases like that, it's like even if you are 100% like innocent, you know what I'm saying? Unless you have like the hard evidence right there on day one, it's just like the jury's going to obviously side with the girl who's claiming that. You know what I'm saying? And it's also like you said before, this stuff is actually happening to girls out here every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you lie about stuff like that, it kind of like sweeps their like causes under the rug because now when those girls that this happen to, they like, do we really believe you now? It's like it kind of ruins it for them.
It's not a small thing either. It's not just like a throwaway accusation. Like that's a big deal to experience that, to do that, to accuse someone of that. It's really traumatic. So it is wild that it's something that some people just use to throw at someone. I am curious though, because talking about Jussie Smollett and then transitioning into Chris Brown. So even though the girl in this situation, I guess it came out that she wasn't telling the truth. There are a lot of times where Chris Brown has gotten into trouble and people are quick to defend him. Not to, it's not so much to say whether they're right or wrong or whatever, but he does have history of crime spanning from like 2009 with the whole Rihanna thing to, like you said, about a year ago. So how is it that someone like Chris Brown, who does get in trouble pretty often, it's so easy to defend him, but Jussie Smollett, who's never been in trouble before it's like, give him, like, throw him under the jail. Like, how come it's easier to defend one person but not the other?
Well, I feel like it's more of a status thing. I'm just going to be plain and simple with that because we know Chris Brown been out popping since what, 04, 05? You know what I'm saying? And like Jussie Smollett's been popping since like what, probably 2013, 14 when the Empire thing came out. So it's like, I guess it's easier to defend Chris Brown, which I'm not giving it as an excuse to why you should. But it's like, I feel like it's more of a status thing as far as that too. And honestly, maybe another part about it is like the whole sexuality thing too, because Jussie Smollett is a gay black man. So it's like I feel like people are not going to come to the aid of someone like that versus somebody, a heterosexual black man. Does that make sense? Which is sad to say, but and you shouldn't do that. But I feel like people are not going to really come to the aid of that, and it's like, which is sad. But I feel like that's why people are so quick to jump on a bandwagon too. And another thing too, I'm glad you kind of brought up like the date history about the Chris Brown, because when the situation when Chris Brown was getting in trouble from the 09 to then, I feel like cancel culture wasn't as big as it was. Does that make sense? Like on 09, I feel like cancel culture didn't really start popping off to like 2016 for real, for real.
You think so?
When do you think it started?
I mean, you could be right, but I honestly didn't notice cancel culture until maybe like 2018, 2019.
Okay. I think it's like, it's so big. I feel like it, like around our college years, it got so big now because that's when social media.
There wasn't a word for it yet, though.
Yeah, it wasn't a word for it, but it was just getting big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's just like,
because now that you mentioned it, I do remember the whole like, oh, where do they work and like stuff like that. Like, yeah,
like stuff like that. So it's like, I feel like Jussie Smollett just happened to get in trouble at the wrong time with the whole cancel culture thing. So it's like, it's just like, it sucks. And I feel like it should be accountability held on both sides. I don't think Chris Brown should get a pass if he did do a crime. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he paid for his crimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know that because we don't know.
Yeah, like we don't know, but it's like, I feel like he's going, like, if he was proven proven guilty, he would have to do his time. It wouldn't be like some stuff we would sweep under the rug. So I feel as though it's
I will
that.
say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
Sorry. I will say though, like, people don't necessarily have to come to the defense of Jussie Smollett because what he did was ridiculous. But I do think that I do find it surprising that people would clown him rather than just like letting it go and be like, yeah, whatever. Like how they do with Chris Brown and his stuff. Like when he does things, it's like, oh, that's messed up, but boy, he can dance. You know, it's like it always kind of gets like, you know. And so there's definitely been times where like people have tried to be like, remember when he did this? Remember that? Like, don't forget he, you know, but it still doesn't stick. And I'm not a Chris Brown hater or anything. That is something I just noticed. So
yeah. And like I said before, it's kind of status thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to lie to you. We did the same thing with R. Kelly for a long time in the Black community. I hate to say that because
that's true.
It was a lot of evidence that even showed back from the 90s and into the early 2000s. We had them underage girls, but we still listened to Ignition when that came on at the cookouts. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was a status.
So, do you think then, as long as you provide some kind of something, then you can do no wrong until you can't anymore? Like, I guess in the case of R. Kelly, it's like, well, he's still making music. He's still making the hits. So no one cares what he does until he stops making the hits. And then now we should care about all the things he's done. And now we need to hold him accountable.
Not necessarily, because it's pretty, it's celebrities that are still popping right now that we canceled. That is like an example, the segment we about to get into soon with the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez thing. Tory Lanez, when that thing happened, Tory Lanez was in his prime, but the whole situation with Megan Thee Stallion, you know what I'm saying? Like things was going down the hill with that. So you will never know. And I'm gonna get deeper into that. But first let's go on the quick break. And when we come back, we'll jump right into the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez and go into more detail what happened. What's up, y'all? I go by the name of Steph Urkel, and we have Sylvette back here, and we back from the break. So hope y'all got your water and snacks. There's your little bathroom break. But I want to touch more into the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory thing. So let me just ask your opinions on it. So what you think about it when you first heard about that? Because it happened back in the summer of 2020 when that incident happened. She accused him of shooting him in the foot. So what did you think about that?
Honestly, I was disgusted. I know people were making jokes about it and stuff, but Megan Thee Stallion is like around my age, and so I'm just thinking like this young girl who's out with her boyfriend, and they get into a fight, and he shoots her. Like, you get that angry, and you shoot your girlfriend. Like, that's ridiculous. So I thought that was like just ridiculous and inexcusable, whether or not like to even get to that level. Like, that's ridiculous on his part.
Yeah. I felt the same way too, and I'm a big Tory Lanez fan too when that happened. But when I heard about that stuff, I'm like, damn, bro, like for real, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole altercation happened from a party that happened at Kylie Jenner's house, and apparently it was rumors that he was messing around with Megan Thee Stallion's close friend at the time, and that's how the argument started. And they were all in the car. It was it was those three in the bodyguard. And I guess Megan Thee Stallion got out the car at the heat of argument, and he said he took the gun out the car and shot her, and the bullet went through her foot. And it was just a whole crazy thing because we've been hearing so many different stories around that, like saying no, he didn't do it. No, I saw him do it. No, I don't know what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been so confusing. So, but now I've been hearing things about like how he might get off. Because his lawyer is saying like they don't have any hard evidence in court to prove that the bullet or the gun was his or he even shot. So I don't know. So it's like people are coming at her now. What you were about to say?
Well, it actually got pushed back. the case is pushed back till April.
Mhm.
And I did see like Tory Lanez and his attorney are, it's more so speculation saying like there's no DNA, there's no proof, but there's no real evidence. It's just all speculation at this point. So people are kind of just picking what they want to believe depending on who you like more. And it's like, no, they're lying. No, they're lying. But like we really don't know yet because the trial hasn't happened yet.
And see, this is confusing about cases like this. Like, I feel as though like once stories like this get onto the social media, like it's every man for themselves, because it's like it's always the first person that who gets the story online wins, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
we really don't know what really happened because none of us were in that car. But since we know Megan Thee Stallion's a bigger name, and like we get to it first, obviously we're gonna believe her before Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we don't know. Like I hope that's not what happened, but uh, man, this is looking crazy. I feel bad for Meg too, but like,
And you said, oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
And you said like whoever gets to social media first wins, but it's like wins what? It's the opinion of like the public opinion. That's what they're trying
Yes.
to win, which is weird because it's like, no, you should be trying to win the court case
Yeah.
so that you can present your evidence and prove without a doubt that this is what happened. But instead, they're both running to social media trying to clear their names and tell the full story. But that's who cares? Like, it's just a bunch of regular people looking at the tabloids thinking that we know what we're talking about. But like, you shouldn't be trying to defend yourself to us. You should be trying to plead your case to them.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But it even gets deeper than that, because I feel like celebrities do that because then they know like how strong an image holds up in this day of social media. Because let's be honest, as a celebrity, your image is everything. So once that gets tarnished, it's like there goes endorsements, there goes business deals, there goes your career. You know what I'm saying? So I feel as though like celebrities only do that kind of thing, like go to Instagram Live or Facebook or Twitter, because they know that if they get there first and they get people or the majority of the public eye to believe them, that whatever the other person says, they're not like, no, because such and such got here first and they said you did this
Mm-hmm.
first, so I believe them before you. But like you said before, stuff like that is all speculation. So unless we like on some law and order type time where we doing looking at the evidence and the background and stuff like that, none of us really know what happened in that situation. So it's like, and now they're saying like how I think I saw something earlier this week where Megan Thee Stallion kind of hurted her business deals because I think Rihanna's Fenty company, it dropped her.
Oh
Did you see
yeah,
that?
I did. So they it was like the biggest news at the time, but Rihanna
Yeah.
stopped following her on Instagram. And I guess she dropped her from Fenty, like as an ambassador or something. And so, of course, we don't know why that happened. It could have been just because, like, their partnership with Fenty ended. And so that's why they just parted ways. But of course, people are speculating that it could be because Megan lied.
Yeah.
And so famous people in the circle are like, oh, let me distance myself.
Mhm.
Whether or not that's true, we don't even know. But like people are just assuming that's what it is, which is hurting her too. And we don't even know if that's true.
Exactly. And it's like I said before, if Tory really did it, and I like him as an artist, but he need to be held accountable for it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You do a crime, you do the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you need to be held accountable for your actions. But I have a question for you though. Like let's say if the it goes evidence pops up in court and it finds out that, let's say Megan Thee Stallion did lie about that, right? Let's say that he gets off innocent. Do you think that's going to really hurt our image and people are going to give her the same criticism they did Tory these last 2 years?
Mm, I think the situation itself, it's hard to say like one way or the other for sure. I think it would
Yeah,
depend on like the evidence because she did get shot. So it's a matter of like who did it, I guess,
yeah,
and like the details and all of that. I think if if it wasn't even him at all, like he had nothing to do with it at all, of course it would hurt her career, because then it's like, oh well, why him? Like what do you have against him that you want to drag him into this and bring him down or whatever? But if it's a little more gray to where it's like maybe he wasn't the one who shot her, but to her that's what she thought, or like, you know, because of the commotion or whatever, like I don't think it could hurt her too much, because that's a traumatic experience, you know, like you're at a party with your friends and next thing you know you get shot, you know. So
Yeah.
I think either way she's the victim, whether it was him or not. Like I think we should keep that in mind too. Now if she, you know, if all the facts aren't correct the way she's presenting them, of course hold her accountable for that, but she was still shot, you know. Like I don't think it should just be like, forget her.
Yeah. My honest opinion, whether who wins in court or not, I feel like it's not going to matter, because I feel like they're both their careers are going to survive. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, like I hope she didn't lie about this. I don't think she did. Like who would lie about something so serious like that, getting shot? Who the fuck would do that? You know what I'm saying? That's a serious thing, especially if you got a bullet in your foot. But it's like if let's say if it actually did happen like that, and people get mad at her, I feel like people are going to just brush it under the rug. I'm not going to lie to you, because I feel like nowadays people are so like quick to believe anything or get mad about everything, that as soon as something else happens, people are going to quickly forget about it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because like I feel like a lot of people like want to get mad at something, but then like with social media, it's so many things that happen on social media. So if something else happens, we're so quickly to like forget about it or turn our attention to something else. So it's like whatever happens with this situation, I feel like there's not going to really be a big L like we think it is.
Yeah.
So like, especially for Meg, so it's just like her career is going to be fine. I feel like her platform is big enough where her her career will survive. And as for Tory, I mean, he might, if he get found guilty, he's going to do some serious time in jail. So that's really going to hurt him.
Yeah,
But
I think I read like 22 years or something if he's found
that's what they
guilty.
said. Yeah.
And I guess with that, if he, like, it sucks, but I think if he were to be found guilty, not to say that his what he did would be disregarded, but I do think that pressure would be put on Megan too, because it's like, oh, you got him locked up for, he got himself locked up for 22 years. But I think it would be like, oh well, look at what you got him now. Look, like, I know he shot you, but 22 years, you're ruining his life and all of that. And I think that's a possibility too, of like him potentially being held accountable for his actions. If he is found guilty, she's still going to be held accountable for that, even though all she's doing is what she should do and speaking up for herself and defending herself.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit worried about that too. Like, I just think even if it won't totally end either of their careers, I do think like it's going to be some kind of pushback.
It will. It will. Trust me. It will. Situations like this, it will be some kind of pushback. But I feel like Megan's the victim in this situation. So it's just like she's going to be okay. So it's just like I really hope that like it's some kind of justice served in this situation. But it's just like I don't know, and it's just like I don't know. I don't know really what's going to happen because we don't really have any hard evidence. So it's like it's kind of hard to really point the finger at somebody. So it's at this point, I'm just having my arms crossed at this. I'm not pointing my fingers nowhere. So it's like it's no hard evidence. I just hope like Megan's like is able to like get over this little hump in her career because she's still young and has like a long career ahead of her. So I'm like, I hope this doesn't define her, whatever happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I do have a question though. Considering how much speculation is going around about this case, and also both of their activity, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion's activity on social media, do you think that there should be different protocol when it comes to court cases for celebrities?
As far as what?
As far as like the speculation that comes with it, because you know you're not really supposed to discuss the case, but they're online talking about DNA and oh, I found this, I found that. So like, do you think it should be some kind of like protocols to keep it confidential? Or
Yes.
do you think like all of that should just be public?
No, I agree with you. It should be a confidential. For real, for real, I feel like it already was, but it was like no real hard thing to say, and you can't do it, otherwise you're gonna get fined. I feel like celebrities that go through court cases and stuff, their lawyers and like representatives like advise them, yo, don't go on this radio station or don't go on Twitter and talk about the case. If they ask you questions on like on Instagram Live or on the Breakfast Club interview and stuff, just try to swerve around it. I feel like their lawyers tell them that stuff, but you know, celebrities, once you get like a all high and mighty, nobody can tell you nothing. Like, damn it, I'll talk
Yeah.
about it. I don't care. This such and such. Yeah, he shot me when I came out the club. Da, da, da. I shot back. Da, da. I'm like, oh Lord, now you just told the whole case. Now just ruin yourself trying to be tough. But situations like that, for celebrities, oh yeah, I think it should be definitely protocols to be like, yo, you cannot talk about anything that's going on in your court case because we all know it can be used in court because like, didn't you say this on the Breakfast
Yeah.
Club? And we have the recording right here. So, but I feel like it's an ego thing. Like with even with the Tory and Megan Thee Stallion thing, I feel like the whole reason why because Megan Thee Stallion was the first to come out on Instagram to speak about it. So I feel like the reason she did that because people was coming down her neck thinking that she was making stuff up and lying about stuff. So she was like, yo, I'm getting tired of y'all sliding in my DMs and the comments talking about this. So she was like, I'm gonna set the record straight. So she was just letting you know, like, so this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Then like a week later, Tory did the same thing. And it's like now, and since both of them have big platforms that are like a big fan base. It's like Meg fans versus Tory Lanez fans. So it's like we don't
Yeah.
know really to who believe now. We don't know who music to stream. It's like either I don't know. What you was about to say?
Because as you were talking, well, as you were talking before, I remembered that she posted, Megan, she posted, I think on Twitter or something, like screenshots of him apologizing.
Yeah.
And so that made me think, why, if that's evidence, why would you post it? I mean, it's deleted now, but you know, once it's up there, people screenshot and stuff. So I'm just curious, like, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's a good point. And like I said before earlier when we was talking about it, it's like it's an image thing. Celebrities, the one thing about celebrities care more about their money is their image. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how they look in the public eye can affect how they get endorsements, can affect how they get they sell out concerts, can affect how they get music deals and bonuses. They know how powerful an image can look. So they say like, yo, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect how I look in the public eye. And if that means putting some stuff online to try to prove my innocence, whether I'm not supposed to or not, that's what I'm going to do. Because at the end of the day, they understand how strong social media is in this generation. They understand how the shade room is. They know people are going to comment like for days. Like, you know how shade room is. Motherfucker, it'd be 4:00 in the morning. You still see people posting and comment. It's like, dog, don't you got work in the morning? Go to bed.
You sound like you personally was victimized by the shade room. Like,
he's like, I believe that this is such and such. I think Tory did it because, dog, it's 4:30 in the morning. You got work at 8. Shut up. Damn, worry about your own life and how you gonna pay your rent. Anyway, it's just like it's just like people get so gravitate so much to like social media that they feel like they're part of that situation. So celebrities know how influential they can be on social media and with their image. So they use that. That's why they talk about their cases, because they know if I get all my fan base and a little bit more to believe my story, I know I'm going to be protected in the social media eye, at least. Which means even if they get proven like guilty in court, I'm going to have my fan base behind me to still like support my music and stuff. So
right.
it
That's
is what
crazy.
I wish the best for Meg. Like I hope not. It is not what I think it is. I hope it ain't no like little bullshit that's behind this whole story. I hope it's just plain and simple as we want to make it out to believe. I hope it ain't more to it.
I hope so too. I really like Megan Thee Stallion, believe it or not. I mean, I love her Cash App commercials, love them. I didn't get to try her sauce at Popeyes yet, but I'm sure I would like that too. I love Megan Thee Stallion. So like I hope that, you know, justice is served. And I'm not to say that it's a biased opinion and like Tory Lanez is the worst and he did it, but I just hope that the case proceeds the way it should and justice is served and it goes as civil as it possibly can go, considering.
Exactly. I'll whatever happens, happens. Like either way, I'm gonna have both albums still on my phone from both artists. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Ain't gonna be it's no cap on this podcast, y'all. Either way, both artists still gonna be on my phone. I'm not that kind of person to be like, I'm gonna delete everything from my phone. Ain't no cap over here. I'm that person that still stream. Just saying. But let's get into our last segment because I'm glad we kind of transitioned from that. The cancel culture.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, made the Scooby-Doo noise. But what do you think about cancel culture? Because I got a lot to say about this. I'm gonna let you go first, though.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but I just think cancel culture is silly. I definitely think that people who subscribe to it mean well, because I think at the core, it's to stop any kind of like negativity or bad behavior or bad action and all that. But in reality, I just think it makes people act accordingly, whether or not they actually feel that way or whether they are that way. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a nice person or if you're tolerant or any of those things, as long as you put the face on as if you are, you can't get canceled. And I don't think that's the direction we should be going in. I think you should want to be better because it's the right thing to do. I don't think you should want to be better because you're scared to get canceled. So I think it's counterproductive to me.
You said everything I wanted to say. You know what
Maybe you should have went first.
No, everything you said was spot on and perfect. Everything I'm talking about. It's silly. Cancel, like, I get what the point of it is for, because it's a way to stop negativity from happening. It's a way to put people who deserve to be in check when they do some fuck shit. I get it. I understand that. But I feel like now we have so many different social media platforms and we're so invested in social media in this generation that I feel like we try to critique every single thing, like as if it personally affects us. Like a celebrity can be like, yeah, I didn't vote for this person. What you mean you didn't vote for this person? Cancel. Aren't you black?
Yes.
Ain't you black? You didn't vote for them? Cancel. You don't like Popeye chicken sandwich? Cancel. Like, y'all cancel about everything that don't affect y'all. And it's just like, it's gotten so bad in this generation. It's to the point, it's like, can I really have an opinion in this generation? Or am I going to get canceled?
Like an original thought of your own.
Yes.
It's like you have to have it checked first by like a committee to make sure it's okay to say it or do it.
Exactly. It's like, do hot sauce go in fried chicken? Hold on. Let's go by the cancel culture committee.
Huddle.
We decided you good. You at the cookout. Next. It's just like, and it's like, I hate to say this. I feel like as black people, we go hard with cancel culture. And it's like, I get it. I get why we go so hard, because
you think so?
Yo, black, I feel like
I'm gonna have to ask for an example, just out of curiosity, because I don't know.
If a celebrity,
I haven't noticed it, but
if a celebrity say some bad shit about like a when it comes to politics or religion that the mass majority of black people agree on, and we say against it, it'd be like we could say, be like, let's use like a Kodak Black or a Kanye West for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something like that. Like, obviously Kanye West be in his bag, he be saying some bullshit. We know that. We know that Kanye West be off his wagon, and
we talked about him last time.
Yeah, but like it's like you said before. Can we have an original thought anymore? And it's like, even if somebody has a different opinion from you, that doesn't mean you should cancel them to the point like, well, I'm not going to support them no more. I'm not going to listen to graduation or late registration no more. And even it's even worse now, because it leads back to the fan base. Because if you do support that artist, even when they do some bad shit, it's like, oh, what you mean you support that? Then you get the memo, then you get the email.
Yeah, like
you
we're all supposed to be on board because you decided.
Exactly.
And
It's
that's
just
what's
like
frustrating. It's an oh sorry, I don't want
Go ahead.
to. I think cancel culture to me is what makes it really ridiculous is that I think it's an individual thing. Like it's an individual decision you have to make whether you want to cancel someone or not. It's a case by case thing. So like if you personally feel like this person doesn't align with your beliefs or they're offensive or like you don't want to support them and give your money, whatever the case is, that's a you thing to decide for yourself. But everyone doesn't have that like point of view and perspective and stuff. So while you think that like you're doing the righteous thing for the greater good, that's not your place to decide that for everyone. If someone thinks that this guy is like, oh, well, he has a point, or I want to hear what he has to say, even if it's ridiculous to you, let them live, you know, like it's not your place to say like, oh, you can cancel them by yourself by just saying, I'm not going to watch this, or I'm not going to spend money on this. You're canceling them. You don't need an army of people because what? You need validation for your point of view and your feelings. Like you need people to get on board or for you to not support someone. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. And it's like y'all trying to bully people into sharing the same beliefs as y'all. And that's how cancel culture has become. It's like you trying to debo me into being woke like you.
Yeah.
He said,
wouldn't you want someone who actually feels the way you do naturally instead of being like coerced?
He said, yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't think I believe in that. What you mean you don't believe in that? I mean, I'm just playing y'all, Debo. But he said, well, what politics? Yeah, what politics? like, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you another example too. And when you said, can you give me an example? Remember the whole years back, maybe we was in college with the whole Gucci thing came out with the whole black face. Remember how we was like, oh, Gucci is canceled, like what they doing and stuff. How many people you think really stopped buying Gucci?
And that's another thing. You're just saying it.
Exactly.
Y'all just can't even commit to canceling. You just said I'm gonna cancel it, but you didn't actually.
Like it's so many things. It's so many things that I feel like we say we're gonna cancel, and the reason why I'm saying I was like narrowing down to black people because I feel like with social media we see that we do that the most with the shade room, Instagram, all that stuff. It's just like we so on board to cancel somebody or something, but it's like, are we really gonna get behind cancel, or are we just gonna keep talking? Because I feel like we do that.
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought you meant like canceling in the sense that like black people just all get on board of not deciding we're not doing that.
No, not that.
I wish we would do that. I wish we all just decide like, oh, we're gonna boycott Gucci for real and like support black business or something.
Yeah, if we gonna say
cancel there.
If we gonna say cancel something, just get behind it 100%. Let's stop talking about it and getting mad for like a few weeks and then go back to doing the bullshit. You get what I'm saying?
Remember, was it like Blackout Tuesday or something?
Well,
instead of Black Friday?
The George Floyd thing? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Remember that was supposed to be like gain traction where Black people across America don't shop anywhere, don't spend any money for like anywhere and just see the results of that.
Yeah.
And it was like cool in theory, but you know how that went.
Not realistic, right? You know what I'm saying?
And that's why, but that's the thing of cancel culture though. It's like you try to build this momentum and get everyone to feel as excited and passionate about this thing as you do, but they don't. They just like the idea of it. So that's why people aren't actually doing the work.
Exactly.
They're just saying it because it's like, it feels good to fight the good fight and be on the right side of history, but to actually do those things, it's not fun.
Exactly. Because they like, oh, damn, I really got to do this every day. I really got to post about this every day on social media. I mean, I just got these new shoes from Foot Locker. I want to post that on my story. It's like, and it's like what I said earlier too. It's like with social media is so big in our generation that it's so easy to get distracted. So it's like when something really bad happens and we're told to cancel something, it's like we're mad for a few weeks, maybe a month or a month and a half, and then something else happens and we quickly start to forget about that. And it's like we don't care about it. And it's just like, that's why I just like get annoyed about the whole cancel culture thing. It's like, because I understand the power it has and what it's for, but I feel like people don't really stand behind it like 10 toes. And when they really say they do, it's like y'all really don't believe in cancel culture like y'all think. So why are you judging people on having their own thoughts when you know you ain't going to cancel them? Like even the people I know that said they canceled Kanye. Like, do I think Kanye need help and he be saying some off the wall stuff? Yes, I do. But most of the people I hear that say they cancel him, they still got most of his albums on the phone. Why you got Graduation on your phone, bro?
I think, not to go off topic or get too deep or whatever, but I think people are just afraid to be themselves. And I think cancel culture shows that, because with your Kanye thing, it's like, okay, what's the worst that someone can think because you still listen to Kanye West? Oh, you're cool with a guy who harasses his wife and he's crazy and he's rude and he's this and he's that. Okay, that's you. You are a person who likes and supports a person who is this and this and this and this. And, you know, like, it's be you. Like, if you say something and it's offensive, you're an offensive person. Don't try to hide it and mask it because you want to get canceled. Like, just be you. If you're terrible and you actually like want to change and do the work to be better, sure, go for it. But if you have no interest in that, then just be you. Don't try to act like you're this virtuous person and you just care so much and let's cancel this and let's cancel that, because you're not that person. Just be you. If you're terrible, you're terrible.
Exactly.
And it's not good, but that's you, you know?
And you said it like I said, you said, well, I've been thinking like people are scared to have their own opinions and be themselves. Cause it's like, I feel like people only jump on the whole cancel culture movement wave is for likes and attention. Like you see people putting in comments like, yeah, I agree because he shouldn't have been doing this. Or yeah, I agree because I remember he said this back in 29. So you doing this for likes. You ain't doing this because you really believe that and you're going to get behind 100%. And my thing is this too, it's like, okay, like you said before, it's your personal belief if you want to really cancel somebody, they don't line with your own beliefs. So what's the point of you announcing it on social media? Ain't you just going to just do it?
Hey, everyone, I just want you to know, I'm not going to watch this show.
Exactly. Hey, everyone, I undownloaded Bound 2. like, I don't care.
Aren't I such a good person? No!
Exactly. Nobody cares, bro. Exactly. Nobody cares at the end of the day. If you want to cancel somebody on your own, be my guest. That's your personal opinion. But it's like, don't try to guilt shame people into sharing your own beliefs. Let people think how they think. And you think how you do.
Yeah. If what you're saying is so right, then people are gonna realize that on their own. So there's no need to force them.
I just be wondering, it's like, is cancel culture being like coming the new Illuminati low key? Because it's just like we dare not speak anything about the cancel movement. You know what I'm saying? So it's like chill. So
how are we on time?
So that's all I had about when it came to time and stuff. So, and unless you had anything else to talk about.
I mean, I was curious, like, what is it possible to not be canceled? Like, I think about Dave Chappelle is the first person I think about where he's definitely someone that not everyone, but it was this push of like, oh, he's terrible. Like, he said everything you're not supposed to say, he's done. And it seems like he's totally unfazed by that. Like, how can't you get canceled? Is it possible to not be canceled?
To not be canceled?
Yeah. Yeah. I know we kind of dismissed it, but it is a thing that people deal with.
Yeah. So I don't think to be honest with you, there's no such thing as being canceled in 2022. There's no such thing. Unless you about to stop and listen to everything, unless you about to stop supporting every little thing they do, stop watching them, I don't feel like anybody's 100% canceled. Because like I said before, like people want to got social media and want to feel like they really have power and control of celebrities' lives, but you don't. because whether you admit it or not, you can hate on that artist or that person all you want to, but like I said before, you're going to get easily distracted with social media. Something else is going to happen, and then you're going to slowly forget about it. And when you go to the club, you're going to slowly probably dance to that artist song. You know what I'm saying? We can deny all we want to, but at the end of the day, there's no such thing as really being canceled. So y'all, it's just like you fighting an endless war. And weird, but to say.
Yeah, I think celebrities too who don't. I think if you don't believe in it, then you can't be canceled. Because Chrissy Teigen, she got canceled, and I remember she was definitely like so like vocal about any injustice, anyone who was like a gross person, a bad person. She's like holding them accountable, calling them out. And then it turned out that she was also like a bully. So she got canceled. And I think it's because she didn't want to be canceled so bad that she tried to like do damage control. And that's what made it. But I think if you're a celebrity and you're just like, yeah, I said it, or you can't really get canceled because what can they say?
Exactly.
You know, like if you own it and you're just like, yeah, that's me, I said it. You take that power away from the public and they can't.
And I'm glad you brought up the Chrissy Teigen thing, because that's a prime example of the kettle calling the pot black. You know what I'm saying?
And those be the ones who get canceled.
Yeah, exactly. And in situations like that, like that's what like you gotta be careful. If you somebody that's call yourself quote unquote woke and so strong about cancel culture and stuff, make sure you get rid of your own receipts if you're gonna be on that type of time. Because nowadays with social media, people bring up receipts from anywhere. It can be something from 2008 off Twitter. People gonna be like, "Didn't you say this back in 2008? Here, I screenshot it." And then it's like, "Damn, you really remember that?" And it's like, so that's why I'm very like careful about what I say sometimes too, because like I feel like people like try to bring up the dirt from everywhere and about anything. You can do 100 good things in the world, but somebody's gonna pull up that one bad thing and make that define you. So if you're on this cancel wave, make sure you delete all your evidence of you doing some bad stuff. If you get my drift,
you just better be a perfect person who never did anything wrong ever.
Exactly.
But you don't even have to be a perfect person. But I think if you're a decent person, you wouldn't even have anyone trying to like cancel you, because why would you? It's not like you're trying to hold everyone else to this standard and you're calling out everybody else and all that stuff. Like if you're chilling and you know you did some dirt or whatever, I think you're good. But it's the people who just poke at others and try to call other people out. Those are the ones.
Those are the worst ones.
Who they get their dirt exposed, and then it's like
more the story from me. I don't believe in cancel culture, because as I say, you can't truly 100% cancel anybody in this generation, whether you want to believe it or not. And if you are going to cancel somebody, keep that to yourself and do that for yourself. You don't have to announce it on social media, people.
Yeah.
You're not that big like you think. You still work at Walgreens, lady. Okay, it's okay. You are a regular person. You are not that special where you got to announce it on Shade Room. Just saying.
Hey, everyone's special and unique in their own way.
Oh, good.
We just don't care.
Yeah,
about
we don't care.
who you support.
You cancel someone. Just be on cutthroat with it.
You're important. Care. We just don't care.
Exactly. Message of the day. But that's all I got to say about. Anything else before we end?
I care. You are important.
I care about you.
I was joking back there.
I care too. This has been another great episode of Millennial Dungeon. I go by the name of Steph Urko.
I'm Sylvette.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. Urko.